Hello, people. My name is Kali Boss. The only boss. Oh, wait, what else? Have you heard? Wait, do you know that Tap Tap Send is live in Texas? Oh, you didn't know? We went to New York. Now we are live in Texas. So people in Texas and around, all you have to do is to download Tap Tap Send. Yes, Tap Tap Send has become the most unique, secure, and fast way of sending money across the world to your loved ones anywhere. Okay, so download Tap Tap Send on Google Play Store or App Store, and when you're in Texas or around, you just have to put in the code TXGH. What did I say? TXGH, and you get $10 for your first transaction you make. Mahama media, Texas, you drew ho. Very soon we'll conquer everywhere. Download Tap Tap Send now on Google Play and App Store. Tap Tap Send, it's secure, convenient, easy, and fast.
Capstone Global Consult Limited. Jumekuo bi a omo fa registered nurses, drivers a omo GCC license, NFA securities. Omo ko amaya hodro bi so te se Dubai, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, NFA USA. Na mene wo kasa sisi akra. Omo per registered nurses. Omo ko USA. Akoya juma ko jisika pudro. Anne. Na enye we po. Capstone Global Consult Limited. Esanso boama. Sa wo peka atofri amanone. Omo be ye ho hyehyeye nyina ma. Na wo nsatimi aka ka biara edawa kumaso wa bra wo mre ho enti omo si bra omo so ye sesi a wo behu omo Otema community 9 omo ni Ashama Timber Market ene din hwe animu anasa fra omo en wo 0599 183083 anasa 0302 986573 amanone fo so fra omo +821 021811 Capstone Global Consult Limited. Your success is our business.
Move on to story number 2, and once again, as an industry, we have to make sure at every point in time we are talking about our issues, we are looking for solutions. Enoch, Japan is the CEO of Speech Music Production. He is one record label that has been around for a very long time now. Artist, abo artist, baby. In fact, if not for anything, I'm a living witness to the investment of a label like Speech Music Production since my days as a newspaper editor and publisher of the Flex newspaper. Well, yejumapa kakra from me said baby, and yet also count. Okay, so another testament coming from and the main Sachoto say. Speech Music Production Abojuma. Now today on his Facebook timeline, watcho adebi oho adena watcho no, it needs discussion because industry na ekoso. Na yanhwe ye ansolve a time will come everybody will be affected by what is happening. Now all starting or say are the boom plays, empires and other distribution labels becoming a curse rather than a blessing to our local music industry? The boom plays, empires, and other distribution labels becoming a curse rather than a blessing to our local music industry. Me body tofa obisa say music companies bit say boom play, empire, and other distribution labels, and even some major labels outside of Ghana. No? In local entertainment industry, omo boyen and na omo prying. Na yemisa ne sa denti na otro sa bro for 10 pam ka se mekan a be chenti se a me producer say ono ambra no me chirechire mu na yento ankomo ne so free ho. Enoch, good evening.
Sam, good evening.
Bibi aboko anyimre de.
Nyame ado. Ubochi papa.
Yedase se onso anya bre na waje eso wo CTV. Obrofna watch there the ehwam na makenkan Matias here me panel members obi akan obi atiase by a pese obo de tofa e won chichiremu man na omo train so enya entiase ni bi say okase the boom plays, empires and other distribution and record labels, are they in the industry as a case, or are they supporting the local music industry? A day pan up so chemuna fe questions e wo no e fan to aso.
All right. Nature with you for any panel members. Well, who's a joint Yaya Chikaka? And name be a let's say, Bana, Ebe Kanwase.
Okay.
The painful thing is the more you speak, the more enemies you make. But the one Kaswa, name a Bessie.
That's true.
Yeah, they are dedicated to say, no matter what it is, you can't send it. Sana industry, it's me, nicely.
Very well.
So, Jumana, you have a lot of indie, indie record companies. Krumha.
Okay.
To say Kewa, to say Mia, to say Yemubia, Titi artist, Amoba. Now, most of the time, no, in the Swadi, no, they say, what did you do, baby? Or the a bigger record label.
Okay.
A home for son beba. Now, only more artists, ne obia involved in Ati or Moka. It is yet say, Nkofobi to say, Empire. Bia boom play, any Munina Airbano. Yeniji. Because that is what, every label would wish for, to join the big leagues. But the who you say, you could Nkofobi and Fifia say, label no airpay, so bit to say, last media. Instead of say ombe directing a call last minute manager no no per quite be afasu ewia last minute no and no and a very dangerous Emma industry now see and year industry begu obi take wa say we share a kapa our ball last minute mo I on say in future lebu bi ba neba obetun atineka.
Okay.
Or around or chess CDs or the CDs name other DJs name or promote last minute. And all those people name say in future say the big bemwa he will pay them back. Exactly, and I say sign this kind of share a jumanum. Now a bigger label comes in and we have in conform here or more area artist no. Ama a kana wa body na ayeneka.
Okay.
You understand? Now, when you do this, you are making Kewa bankrupt. Obi ni krom ha obeti akache and say onim say last made Kewa artist.
Okay.
It is here only Shatawale enemy. Obi frame na so of Shatawale. Me kase me Shatawale direct. Me kase only Sammy Flex and kasa.
That's true.
Or frame 10 times. Me kase only Sammy Flex and kasa. And that is how we protect an industry.
Okay.
But they will say, I will do maybe they are stealing these artists, and that is very dangerous. Yanshani and Ka, you will go at Jumano. What the bay a friend is saying, starting from I think Black Sheriff time, no? The Kaise, a cow born home, be do maybe say boom play food, abem. And the reason why I'm saying this is these people are there and they can see the numbers of these artists in terms of streams. This animal, they are in a position that they can see. And say, oh, Black Sheriff, the numbers are cost ra. No more in a target. It's your Monitana, no, I started pitching no to the big record labels like the Empire. No, when they give an offer. I just saw directing it to ABR Black Sheriff manager now. Exactly. Now of the Kwaibusu every artist no. Francophone industry before I don't know how to describe it.
Industry vampires. Let's call them industry vampires.
Yes. Yes. And it is very dangerous. You understand? Yes. And yan pay one can a bit twasso. It's the same thing Black Sheriff did in the buy. Me kaisa manager na beka e kra no didn't call court.
Yeah.
I'm sure that some crowd that's so court too.
Manager they call court. Manager,
yes, because no omu teaching sir. And omu ko fa lawyer they go Danny Manson, you understand? The last time I'm busa Black Sheriff, the former manager, as you know, or see on him in years in the avium. You see our ordinary sky football.
Why jai show business?
Hey, it is not secured. Me investment any guaranteed in yen system. You understand? It is a yen ye woman. Yet you only a shine after the fee Black Sheriff so edit alcohol last minute so. And you know the interesting thing? Normally our contract, only contract, that kind of funny excuses. You understand? Finding loopholes to just do their bidding. And it is so interesting, like I said, when the workroom ha when him say K1 Nebane any last minute. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
So but then if we are protecting the industry, we would really protect first Kewa. Now you've done that to Kewa, you've done that to Black Sheriff. Black Sheriff ne producer no. Or so only any ejumabia yibium. Oko.
But
what the last
me who say walk off artist for now or managing or some Joe something.
Your friend said Black Sheriff you know. I think it was initially.
I think I'll drop you on also.
Oh man, I don't think you feel secured.
Oh, wow.
You understand?
When Chavez consults, from
yes, because of saying you dealing, you know, because on new or your investor.
You actually see.
Yes.
Who are we to blame? Is it because our people agreement on many artists Nikon Ayana and yet strong enough? It is not binding enough. Reason etimia easy mo bifa omochi echo any artist Nikon Diliana. Can we also look at it from that angle?
I think it is the respect we don't have for each other in the industry.
Respect.
Yes. You know, because Obi Zeke was saying, Sebi, on Yakola, or your penny industry, and she said, oh, percent, Ubuni Kwasia, because when we find say Kwasia no Mabuno, you understand? San out in the Faso, but a woman now, Uji industry no one. You will not do that. And I make say, ne, would be last minute, right? But you have blocked the chance of 10 last minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, you say we are in the industry because we are addicted to a Jumana, you know. It's where they cry, that's whom. You understand? But we are in the industry, we are crying, say, we need investors. We need investors. So when they come, and this is what we are doing to them, how would they feel?
I see. Now, you know, once again, you also talk to some of these big labels, distributors, I can't call Sammy.
Sure.
In your quest to find out, say, a dentin almost mean for fresh voices, fresh faces, fresh brands. I don't know mean for the what may be such questions, maybe.
Yes, and it's simply because it's very difficult.
Very difficult for them to do.
It's very difficult for anybody to pick a new talent and groom them to a certain stage. It's very difficult. So they don't want to waste that time. So I say, anything I want in this now, Omo Jumane say, Omo breedy these ones and we do stage B. No Omo fa Omo maom. Now they continue doing business, right? So a typical example is say Links Entertainment.
Yeah.
Omo grow kiddie no ne kwame yijinum. Abe do stage B the same empire and a signing Omo. And then it's the same Richie and that's any enam. You understand? And that's how the job is. It's a continuous job.
Okay.
If you want to, a friend say, if the we are artists, no, there are a lot of talents in the system. They can go and start growing them. But once now more be and grow talent now we are crofo. You can't see a contract name. I mean, those flimsy excuses. You take advantage and then look at the loopholes in the system and use it as an excuse. and you think it's funny. In the end, Jumana near say no already in maybe I send a Jumana Aquakudu and Shedan Koye Papabia. Now yet the way ever befra. A typical example, a good example, Mr. Akasedia George Britain. We grew Camido. And I think this is only Crocs Global Fauna assigned it, right?
Yeah.
And then one distributor too in London. And they've signed good contracts. And still, George Britain and Nia Colania Day, from day one, Angel ne Sack. Sana humanity. And to say, Binum be room, not some ya cromfoa. Yem calling them out. Yen jai say as you say Becano. And that is the reason for the post. It's a very difficult topic, but
yeah.
One can.
No matter how difficult it is, we'll tackle it.
Sure.
Baby.
That's it.
Thank you so much. That's sales what church mu. You have been to one commodity. So then commodity cost now per se. What did you share? No, my producer.
Sure.
All right. Thank you so much. That was the CEO of Speech Music Production, a friend of Enoch Ejapon, aka Vim Crew. Now, this is a very serious topic. Because of that, and if you receive a call from artists, be no catch so Sammy, baby, me pachon ka umwa na me recording na promoting na de e ba de opebia no afa. Me tia na mesre I laugh because that is so many artists. Of course, no. Pastor, may have some good song. Can you help me to promote it? I'm looking for someone who can help me to promote it. Someone will help you to promote it today. I won't blow you. But now blow up a the pacono. Someone will come and entice you with bigger money. So many people are not ready to help up and coming artists. And that is what Enoch Ejapon is saying. Now we are going back to Commander Vim Crew boss, aka Enoch Ejapon, who is the CEO of Speech Music Production at Startino. Let's go straight into it. But before that, I'm saying thanks to Verna Purified Water. They are refreshing us here on the show. So in case you are out there and you are thirsty, remember there is only one trusted and reliable water brand. Very healthy and very good for your body. Always stay hydrated with Verna Purified Water. If you want to do business with Verna, call them on 0249717777. That is 0249717777. As well as Be a Champion Gallery. If you are looking for one of the best pieces of art to hang on your walls, there is only one company in Ghana that can give you the best. That is Be a Champion Gallery. You can go to their office here in Accra at Atomic Junction. You can go to Cape Coast Castle. You can go to Elmina Castle. And once again, if you go to the West Hills Mall here in Accra, you can get some of their beautiful pieces to buy as gifts, as hangings in your offices, in your rooms, and more. Call Be a Champion Gallery on 024-3058-956. That is 024-3058-956. Let's go on to Kojo. Kojo no artist. New. Also, you
can call me a new artist, but don't say I'm underground upcoming.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Well, Enoch, cry now or cry as a music executive in Ghana. No? What do you think about it? But you are another topic. Okay,
what's your no? Say, are they a case? The answer is to me, and the answer is they are not a case.
Okay.
They are not a case, but omeki certain pointers be a story. But what do you na kaboom na say? We baby no can say omuria arts. One of the who say, "One ben so no more faswa."
Oh, it was clear. Sir, artist no. One label na manager na no hwe na ma meka se ohia na wa fan chen and then abekasa de na kono ne na opache se omuria artist.
But still because 7 years here. It is baby oblit we have a but an artist the hundred time artist no emfa ne nkosa anwia na the microphone nim ehon hia omo ntimi ye ho hwe. That is what I'm saying. To say bia that's me the abe fan kwa we are handicapped, you can't do anything about it. Because we know say the system must work. And also we sano a do contract one or say a before no ya normal the contract is and seven eba be kata kata. And that is where they will go. Because let's understand the business by be econ. People will play certain rules. Oko football more. Your scouts, your agents. They are scouting through teams, looking at the best players they can recommend to bigger clubs. So that is their job. If you ever say we're back on top, when Sammy I number 10, who potential, it will not be due or gather information on what sell it to be a Barcelona. More not Barcelona had a foul. There's no way betting me a foul. A be a foul, no, the airport, who know the call. That's why I mistake.
Okay.
Because I do my hair and I'm riding. Unless say, walk on the corner and crata some. So it comes back to the contract idea, a system. That problem will never cease. Say your agent be or more business, more no. That is their job. They are looking for talent. And obi one more bet or green talent. Obi so already made talent. Because the market now they call a honor obetimi enya be behind it. Let's say a record labels, we all know say nowadays they don't want to groom a talent anymore. We don't have those record label like 15, 10 years ago. On my file from scratch now. Now they want already made artists. That thing cannot cease. It means seasonal. What are the things that we can do? You bet me they solve such problems. When people breach the contract and agreement, you are with them. Typical one of a year Kwadi on the last meeting. As some Kwa can say it was like a verbal agreement. I won't know the strength of verbal agreement when it gets to the law court. And one is your word against mine. Okay, say, na me so me Jesus say, me so me say man can say. And you say, bibi o why you try ya, eboa men komudidie no ekoso yi. So I say we need to visit some of the contracts that we are writing. If that culture no, the mind, obi say Buddha, waka say he doesn't believe in contract. And so there's always the possibility to say,
so what he wants to say is that the Obekono, forget about the contract. Still Obeko. That is what Bulldog is trying to say. He doesn't believe in contract.
They know say it is a human institution. When you papa. And then I don't know me the bar who say brass ame boabeno. Yes, sir. So they knew it. They foresaw say Bibi say betimi ayede ebeba. That is why you this contract near mano. Any some of the terms be adu bechisem. They say be a Bibi say indemnity. It is a no contract. Now say oh breach here. You have to pay something for compensate me for my losses.
Exactly.
It is a no media shame say contract say it be a 1 year, 2 years now break here. You have to pay me this sum of money I losses. And it should be good enough say I better to make us. It ni pane shena ohun nieme wo mu ye na say sika ni so a obedin twice. We have to improve on some of the way your church or any restrictions a bit me aboa protect here. Na anya sa na ye say asay boa ho. What for artists you don't know in the future no anya so clear. Say bit me ye. Instead of someone going to a proper contract that is so binding, I will breach all the losses that I need to get. It will continue to be like this. And those stories now, they are case studies now. Underlying factor, no, you see, say some of the contracts may be a true, Me would be a say, Nipana obedi can invest or that artist move first, no. You can never pay. because one our man in limelight no man if a who no.
Yeah.
It is say footballers he say your top player be a team be or forever and ever obetimi ajiska from the artists in the previous player no some of the contracts be ahead obetimi based on how they write their contract. Because we give the person the first training na ama na bedu baby nti e wo mu say o move to the next where there's a percentage be a ye de be bre the mother club no.
Okay.
We need to educate ourselves in some of this because artists be free label so and our bigger labels be poetry artists it will never cease. Ebe koswa me see e bi no adwuma no no. O artists no no ne kasatare hey we label there no me de ma ye betimi ama no aka obe cancel e bi o mama me say edan no ye ma o caso ye be ma o eslebo ye be ma cast me ensa ye be ma o deal we ye do be call international upfront money $500,000. Artists are selfish. They will never think of emra no ni bi na
and say no to it.
Yes, emra no ni bi na o man is careful high dan emma de betina mu a no de nsagu de chi no on tenke enu nti na ye de contract sem by say nipa betimi asesa na dwen. For you not to take that risk no akoboka no do this so okwa sika say no buy out clause obi bana said 2 years na 5 years no say 2 years or person exit here okay me dey always think e bia obebe ya to aso but also okwa mint me ye dey enti show enti ye no buy out clause eni e bia $1 billion.
Okay.
Ne boom. Eti nipa no oba no ontimi ntua safety kanu ma artist ne meton no ho a yeguso ye adwuma. So a good observation.
Okay.
But these people will be with us for forever and ever.
Okay.
So let's upgrade upon ourselves. Mistakes be as the local record labels with the artists are M1. We should get more binding contracts with restrictions and good clauses a bit protect both parties.
Okay, thank you so much, Kojo King. Of course, he's also into the business, so understands the nuances in there. Adam, Enoch's observation and your thoughts. 4 or 5 minutes.
I think it's a very important observation, and that is how industry is built.
Okay.
Industry is built on people raising topical issues for discussions. Then it shapes the narrative. You know, so okay, so it is something which is very, very important, and they are brought the notice. Over the years, we've seen it happening, and yes, we create awareness so that na industry. Say development of an individual. And in development of people for every professional, one of the crucial, life wire of every industry. Into Osha about engineering, even journalism, there is school training. Said people will come and take over from others who are leaving. Oko football, there were academies near their schools there, and because of that identity, FIFA. Solidarity ni compensation ya de enyoma bia hyemu a ebebo developing kolano ho eban nti say in their way no from the team a kolano spending the 12th birthday to the 21st birthday no anytime there is a transfer now there is a compensation paid to the club, and this is the reason our FIFA mutual compensation. Or say the idea of training compensation is to pay the cost that the new club would have incurred if it had trained the player itself. So they want to encourage developing. In the said Sammy Flex na also to na training kola also ubenya any sumbi so that's a top player now. Whether one will contract or only contract, ubenya be film because emranish all the answer or they will document where I could say some time ago na kola no ball for them. But about a new one, sad the only tina ewo njumnu mu ye when you have a contract with a person I don't know yeah buy clause this and your money bem no but what happens when you don't have a contract with the musician you've developed like the issue of Kewa oh omo de na as omo contract afi no omo ya formalize omo relationship because na contract na end kojo ka bibi about say sign contract no some of the contract there are for 3 years for 4 years at times and yes so cast in stone a bit in your say time a contract ni end no afi na nipa na hit ana oblo ya na the contract na so e hono so ye ye ne day oh e ba ne sa untimi nsan tichi nipa no e ho na e hono na asem no e wo no nti e ba ne sa I think say yade bia e say ye hwe ne because say you careful we will kill the desire of people to develop because when you acquire say adebia friend to divide and rule tactics because they try to create confusion set confusion and control the pieces and they do that through influence of resources they have some power which is money.
Yes.
Into Oba.
Something the existing label doesn't have.
Exactly. And when him say Oba label no the price will be so higher and also the label is exposed. Into Omba, Obeka ko player no directly. And when him say football so there are some situations that you can't speak directly to the player. You will be fined.
Yes, in the contract.
What I say? Into like if the person is under contract, they don't want you to because they know this that you can easily go and influence the player to come and misbehave. And see, they try and protect, but unfortunately, what in the music space, how do you know? Share artists in a club, not with big contract nation. The artist is also not too exposed. And you're telling your mabino. But at the end of the day, you can't this label, whatever is happening, a loan ya dema artist. Into one you're careful, crowd. What's missing sign? No, maybe na ohun akodim na otine bi no ye twa boso enti at times say ya bade na to na so no wukwa artist no ye say wu to kwafo no na wu to momonefo artist no say o ka so oh mate o de maka men kan che no wonim waka mate na de akoche o lebo say oh me call town me share papa bi say ni na wadwen eye mo sen but eye on so am de to mutim say o de call lebo amunye they are thinking about themselves and not you. So we won't say I'm an artist now in sense and what's your I'll say yes or formalizing it. It took like new contract last me. It took about 6 months. You share and now say I feel the uncle for lawyers in Nigeria. So can Nigeria so now you're doing your empire so kaka because almost my affiliation in Nigeria now. Is it that they decided to, speak to the boy, convince him so that the boy will not pay attention to? And contracting they will be but they do be a contract because the contract can end. Okay. And at the point that contract ending, nani pano enya the hate. And I think the artist no, the same. You say when you start your career. Your eagerness is seeing your music out there. Open say will blow. But please, you also need to consider the investment people have made in you. What you say? And yet spiritual business na yeah. And I say yeah so they made you but also ye nipa. Ye dream ye nuanom ho. The other show mu. Onye ne sa o chine be unuano. Onya chance. Nti ye say na ye kum ye close up the industry. And you're careful. And I feel so. Lastly, labels no so independent as local labels. Yes, because you were global village, only artists will some of the things quantify for them, and I say give them fair treatment. Be transparent. What the new maybe say no already know when you are dream bonnet. Inti obi banner or the 2,000 car or Paco.
Thank you. Adam,
player via contractor. Now say manager the cool must say bass be 20. The bar manager if you. When you take over, what you had Thousand Ghana.
Oh, yeah, bring your mother, Sunny. Echo, now enter last story, Sadiako.
You see, this I like this conversation because it is thought provoking, and as an industry, we need to. These are some of the things that we need. Yes, I don't want anybody to see this as an attack on certain people or certain entities.
Okay.
Because this observation is apt, it's on point.
Okay.
And it all boils down to the fact that there are so many loopholes in our system. It boils down to the fact that loopholes never your system no. As soon like a dorsal from the investor to the artist to even the supposed agent na see or move spring happening. Everybody at any point in time can take advantage over anybody at any time. So this conversation there, it is very big. Now, one thing that is very common in our space is that we are now moving from the informal ways of doing things to the formal ways.
Okay.
It is just a few people that have been able to grab the formal ways of doing business in our music space. It is just few. Most people, unfortunately, are still going by the informal ways of doing stuff. Which is why we have so many of these complaints in the system. And unfortunately for us as a people, that is how we were brought up. So sometimes it is very difficult for, and you know one thing that is difficult is change.
Yeah. Very well.
One of the most difficult things is change. So as an industry, we have about 60 to 70% of people doing business based on morals.
Yeah.
You see the people...
And kindness.
Oh, of course. You see the people that are coming. Unfortunately, they have passed that stage. They've moved past that stage long time. Or even besides say, okay, yes, in recent times, we've heard certain squabbles on the Lens label, as well as other labels saying more structured. But why are we not hearing this particular conversation of ungratefulness from artists from that side? It is because most of them have been able to learn the formal ways of doing things to the extent that even if they are moral side or informal ways of attaching to that business, they can crazy. It may affect you in common, but majority of in common here, paper nie, ink nie, we now sign we now me sign we again it is binding. The likes of Maven Records, Don Jazzy record label. We all know, say, Maven Records have been there, I think, from 2011, 2012. It's been there since. Artists have come, artists have gone. Hardly do we hear certain stories like this, especially from well-structured managements like that, because of probably most of the formal ways they do stuff. And we know, yes, the labels coming, Enoch was saying, was asking if it is a curse or a blessing. See, it is just like any other tool. It is just like social media. It can be a curse, it can be a blessing. Based on how you approach it or how you use it. In our space, because there are so many loopholes, it can become a curse in a day, which is why most people are seeing the dangers rather than the blessings that some of these things are given. If you go and ask Don Jazzy or most of these Nigerian labels, they will tell you to them it has been a blessing. Because most of their things have been structured in a way that, hey, Opama Empire and this one in boom. No Mumbefa Arasta. Maven Records will still not cry. Because at the end of the day, what holds them or what binds them between them and the artist is so strong, and even though they are informal,
stronger than a pattern.
There are informal ways attached to it. The formal one is stronger than the informal one. At
every point in time, they can make reference.
Yes, the formal one.
Yeah.
Say, the informal, the other feeling say, okay, now, feeling say it is time for you to go. Nobody is holding you, but know that there is a formal that is binding. Besides,
that will make reference to them.
Ask all these guys who sign on to these labels that now they are almost finding distasteful. They will tell you, Charlie, and your mommy, and your mommy, and this guy, and your open, and this guy. That is how it works. But unfortunately, if we decide to move as an industry to a strict formal way of doing business, it will affect so many people. It will affect so many people on the side. If you no be one man can genuinely, and can the person will be faithful and loyal to the label. But but because of certain assembly amount for be to hunting, the industry is gradually as a amount for anything. And most people wouldn't want to attach emotions to business again. Unfortunately, it's going to affect people. But that is the sacrifice as an industry we should be willing to take. Okay. Else, some stories we ye betting ni bebre. Ye betting ni bebre. In fact, etun chada. All these labels that we are making reference to, and all these industries that we are making reference to, it is because omutrim to make some of these sacrifices. See, if you don't sacrifice something, you will never get a greater reward.
Very well.
Intino, me, I like this conversation, and at least it will help certain people to now learn new ways of doing stuff. People should be conscious. And my final one before I wrap up will be how we apply laws in our system, especially in our entertainment space. And to be a article. Obeti say, emre di obi o space ni pa di no ama ne ho akire na. I just say be or no any fraternity be outside the space. If you are people follow your example. Other ones are yenim examples. But say oh, label be artist be a breach contract or label. So hardly do we see cases like this seen to the core. Say label, say artist na label no omumu ba ko breach contract. Ye de na court. Ya sha sem na kosi kwa ya mfa nye fama nyame. But in our space, it is as if there are no laws in our space. As if said there are laws beyond binding. But who check this space? We have so much great lawyers, like legal practitioners, and what space and also. So sometimes I ask myself, say, why don't we see some of these cases to the core, so that it will serve as case studies for like future reference? Or maybe Selem will be impona obedi breachy on any artist contractor. Obedi whom say artist where the label will call court na ecosi say you're finding $3 million. And also vice versa. So yes, it's as an industry, I believe that it's about time we start learning new ways of doing business.
Well, beautiful submission once again coming from my able pundit.